Is up, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, day traders, cloud swing traders? Hope you guys are doing all absolutely fantastic. This market's just been wild, doing nothing, but still doing a lot, but then doing nothing. I don't know. Crazy little bounce. That definitely went further than I thought we were gonna get to. I don't know. There's no consistency. Only consistency in this market is. We got Albert in the house. Good morning to you. We got Amy. Good morning. Bill, Brian. We got Brian Thompson. Good morning. Corey. We got Craig, Julie, Jason. Good morning to Jay Linder. We got Matthew. Good morning to Miguel. Micus. Tim is in the house. Good morning. Win. Santilla. Good morning. Other peeps in YouTube land. Just lurking in the background. That's okay. I still love you. Make sure you guys hit that like and subscribe button. And we got the SPY. So SPY is, again, wild day. We had good risk to reward down here for the longs. We had a good, I think, pretty much double bottom yesterday. So we had some good plays, good looks, a little chop fest before kind of that breakout. I know Apple took a nice little run, which helped the market yesterday based on the fact they're coming out with, well, I think it was new MacBook Pros with all AI built into it. They're working on their chips. So some positivity there, and we do help it helps to bring the market up a little bit. We'll see what happens today. Again, this is not a great gap down. We had a lot of bank earnings come out today, so maybe some plays in the banking world, but we'll take a look at those in a little bit. Otherwise, right now, if we open where we're at, not a great look for the market. We're definitely trapping some bulls who jumped on the train. Yesterday, I was so close to pulling the trigger to get back in those puts. Very close to almost the highs of the day, this 519 zone. I chose not to. I'm not even sure what I don't know what I was thinking. I should have done it. Would have been I don't know. Yeah, probably would have been cashing out some of them today and then see if we could finally get that break. But I do have support 514.09. So if we're opening below that, that should be resistance for today. Still inside day. We've had a couple of bounces off the spot before. So the question is, can we do it again? If you're sitting there, you're thinking, yeah, we probably run bullish. Then you got good risk and rewards to the upside. If you're more in the bear camp, and we're probably I don't know, maybe a 50-50 split. I don't know. That'd be a good survey. That'd be a good survey. I wonder if that's changed at all, but I would assume about a 50-50 split because I think we still got the bulls, the bears, but even the bulls, I think they're just cautious. I don't know. I think they're cautious bulls at this point. And but back below the 20 and just chop mode. So honestly, I don't know. If we do start to break down a little bit further, we're looking for about 512.76 again. And then if that starts to break, we're going to be looking at 509.83, which I do think we could get to today if we start breaking that big candle. With all of that consolidation, the fact that we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days all inside this bearish engulfing candle, I think if we start to break down, this is a level, I don't know about today, but I think we start breaking down a little bit further, maybe to like 504 zone. There is a gap fill back here. That would take us to about 493. So we'll see. We'll see. That cat is going to start stinking. Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I don't know I don't know. Maybe I don't know enough about cats or cats in boxes, but I don't know what the normal length is for a cat to start stinking. So maybe 5 days is enough. Maybe we're at that point. I don't know. What's the weekly look like right now? So the weekly, this would be kind of a deep red candle, still all inside of this one. I don't know. This is gonna be an interesting day. I'd have to lean a little bit more bearish though. I would have to lean a little bit more to the bear side, unless we start to break above this. Then again, I still have good risk reward, probably back to, I don't know, 517.31. Maybe I don't know. I didn't do it yesterday. I'm not sure why, but maybe I'll buy some puts today if we could get a bounce. I don't know. Longer term, we're still bullish though. We haven't really gone bearish. Any puts I buy is the what if scenario. What if we break? I don't know. Q's, another gap down, trapping some bulls. Another great spot to look to buy some puts was up there. It just we went so bullish. Here's actually the reason. Well, this was my reasoning, and it was probably faulty, but My reasoning why I didn't actually do the puts, I was on a wave count. What I didn't really think of was, yeah, the rest of it's going to come during probably after hours. But here's our one, two. I think all of this yesterday was our three. Then we kind of just stayed flat, so I wasn't ready to count that as a 4 or 5 yet. So I think we have to have a bigger pullback. And I was kind of just waiting on that wave five to come in just to see where that lands. And that was probably here. So I was still just being cautious and waiting a little bit, but we'll see. If we get a bounce, then I'll try to look for again. All right, we got Qs. Same thing on the Qs though. Gapping down any bulls that came in. And I think some of this was due to a short squeeze, by the way. I think a lot of this had to do with this big red candle being all short. You starting to get some. I mean, we have the 618 retracement right around here where this thing stopped. You got some bears piling in there. You got some bears piling in here. Some bears came into here. You almost got to the high of this candle or the opening price of this candle, and we were about a few pennies away essentially from breaking out of this candle, which would have been absolutely wild for today. But now anybody in there is trapped. Those shorts probably got to try to pile back on if they want to try to get back in. You got about a 440.75, a really good support down here. So I will give the Qs that. Maybe we could open a little bit, drop, and then maybe use some of this support and carry us home. But Qs, we do have a little bit of room to the higher side. If we could hold on to this support, you just hang in there a little bit more. That would look decent, and that's a good level though. Probably the low end of that level is about 439.82. So we'll see. TLT. Like I says, I've been using the cat in the box example with my account balance. As long as I don't look, you could, yeah, that's true. You could be the richest person in the world or broke. And that's good when the credit card bill comes too, and they're like, "Can you pay this month?" You're like, "But you know what? Maybe I can. I might." I, but at the same time, maybe I can't. You figure it out. Are you guys feeling lucky? You might get a payment this month. All right, we got good volume yesterday, better volume the day before that. So this candle's still kind of in play. This TLT is gapping up a little bit, which is good for the SPY, I would think. Kind of maybe 618 retracement from that initial gap down. So you are a little bit of resistance. I probably expect this thing to fade down to $90.26 and then see if we could get some kind of a bounce from there. But this is a gap and go on TLT. It does gap a little bit more frequently, so gaps don't play as well into TLT. Uh, let me know. Let me know what tickers you guys want to take a look at. The first one I see is ANET. Arista Networks. No earnings. And the headline is about Nvidia. Getting some clues, getting some clues. Look who got a message. Look who got a message. And that could be trouble for this stock. Okay, so the positivity for Nvidia is a negative for Arista Network. Stocks get a double downgrade as so they're getting downgrades. Arista shares have gained 26% so far this year. Investors seem optimistic about the company's ability to benefit. Yeah. AI craze. Good. So yeah, just downgrade. Looks like they had a little bit of downgrade to the sell side. That is quite the gap though. A little bit of support potentially coming in to 80.50. That is definitely a gap to go from yesterday. Great consolidation that we're breaking out of. I don't know. I don't know if this is a lot of consolidation. You got support right about here. You also got a moving average here. So I'm wondering if we kind of pull back a little. If we do actually come back and retrace this, give these bears who are wrong a spot to get out. Could look a little bit like this if this is going to happen. That would also set us up for, I mean, we might already have a little head and shoulders on this thing. But that would be the test into the neckline. And then we start to roll, starting to hit maybe retest of that hammer. And I got one level lower down there as well. So potentially. Definitely looks like we broke this uptrend though. I would like to see a retest into this. That gets us some better risk reward. If we start to break under this level of support here, 280.32, we got one more down here, 279. So I'd have to be worried about that. After that breaks, that's essentially 279 down into I think 270. So it gives you about a $9 move. So I'm not gonna go too aggressive on it, although it looks like a really good gap. I'll probably just miss the whole thing. But yep, ANET, nice little gap down. ANET gapping down to 10 EMA weekly. I see the VIX. The VIX is just going to be volatility. I don't use the VIX as much. I know some people do. I don't have a problem with it. The VIX usually moves after like the moves kind of already happen type situation. They're not, I don't think the VIX for me personally, I haven't had success with trying it, but I don't think they're a more predictor of what's going on, like what's about to happen as opposed to what's currently happening. So I find that I'm a little late to this one, but this is just going to move off the volatility of the rest of the market, right? Technicals don't work as good with the VIX because it's kind of moving on its own basis. But if we want to try, we got good consolidation. We had a good break the other day, nice little pullback. So if this thing looks like it's starting to trend a little bit, again, that could be a little worry for the markets when that VIX is high. Usually the better thing, and I've been waiting, I just haven't seen it happen. But back to my prop firm days, um, when I was trading, there was a rule we had where if the VIX comes down to $10, you buy it. That was it. And I just haven't seen it come down. And even through COVID, even through the massive recovery, I haven't seen it get down to that $10 mark yet. So I've been waiting. But yeah, usually when it's low and it's still about 20% higher than I'd like to buy it at. But it's obviously known for crazy spikes, crazy moves, just volatility. If we got I've seen World War III treading on Twitter. That's not the kind of news I want from Twitter. But that could cause a little angst in the marketplace. So you even though it's $16.84, you could get crazy moves. COVID spike was up to $84. So I mean, it could happen if you get COVID 2.0. World War III would probably get you there too. But yeah, it's a good indicator to watch. I don't mind it. Typically though, for me, I like to buy it at the $10 rule, and I just haven't gotten there yet. So we'll see. All right, we got Coinbase. Santilla says JPM was worse in banks. Or is that what they want you to think so that you don't invest into them? And then Jamie Dimon comes in, buys all the shares up for cheap. I don't know. I don't know. We got Coinbase with a little bit of a gap down. You still got a major support right below you, though. So I got a really, really good support somewhere around 257.72. So I'd like to see a little bit further of a sell on this one. See if we could hold this level. And then you did come in and retest, essentially. We didn't quite get there yet, but 265.53 is my first target bullish. And then I think you have a really good support or resistance somewhere around 270. So from current price, especially if we get a little bit lower, that would give you about a $13 move, which is not bad. Even if you throw your stop somewhere below yesterday's low, 247, that's a 1.2 roughly into it. But otherwise, inside day, so not much momentum. Would like to see it come down a little bit further. AMD, AM a dizzle, gap down under key support. Um, they're I saw some news the other day, and it's probably been floating around for a while, but China's trying to ban US chips, so Intel and AMD is kind of getting hit on it. Uh a little bit of support here, so any bounce on this one, 166.07 would be my bullish case. Probably a spot to look to go short. 164.61 would be my next target to the downside, and then a little bit further, you get to 163.47. If that starts to break, I got one more level over here, which has already been retested as well. That takes us to 162.50, and then back to 158.11. But not a great gap for the bulls on AMD today. I would probably be looking to go bearish on this one. We got this one high on the list. Looks pretty fantastic for a short. There is a moving average right down here too. So again, I'm not sure how far we get down, but 163.15. Otherwise, we got big sell-off day, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of inside day. All of them have been bought up. So we've had these random kind of gap downs. They've all been getting some kind of bullish sentiment in the day. So we'll see if we get bought up here. But trying to come in a little bit higher on my short. 166.23 would be a good spot to look. PGR doing something a little different. Progressive. There was. Is this Progressive the insurance company? Yep, multi-line insurance. I don't know if this has to do with global life. Q1. Why are we getting insurance net income rises? Why are we getting reports already? I don't have earnings coming out till the 17th. Did they drop them early? Auto insurer Progressive rises after upbeat first quarter results. So yeah, I don't know. Trading View has them coming out next week. So maybe they dropped it early. They're like, we got good news. We can't wait. We got you a surprise gift, but we just can't wait for your birthday. But yeah, good gap up there. Global Life, which I think is I don't GL maybe, but they had news coming from a organization called Fuzzy Panda. So I don't know what the it's either you go with Wall Street Journal or Fuzzy Panda, one of them. But there's insurance fraud potential with Global Life, which is another insurance company. I thought maybe they were getting a benefit from it for Progressive, but looks like the earnings maybe dropped early, which is odd. Or they trading futures at the wrong date. One of those two. But nice little gap. Still inside of this little range. I got probably to the high side 209.81. To the downside, well, probably come back to this 206.45 would be a good spot to try to go long. We're about 50-50. So coin flip at open. Would love to see one of the other two, one of the two either get to this higher range up here, 210.57, maybe 209.68, something like that. Somewhere up there to go short. Probably go long as close as possible to 206.32. But we'll see what happens from there. Good volume on this sell candle yesterday. I'm not sure if the earnings had anything to do with that volume. If not, then even better for the bull case. But until we start breaking out of that really strong resistance up there, it's probably inside flopping around. So buy low, sell high type situation. ALAB. All right, we got a little less curve. I think it's at a good spot. Again, not incredible amount of data on this company as they just went public not too long ago. But on a Fibonacci perspective, you did get a good solid bounce, some support right at the 618. It does look like we started to break out higher yesterday. So if you believe this move, if it's something you want to get into, we are gapping down. You might get the chance to get a better entry than even opening price, somewhere around 72.41. Look for support down there somewhere. I don't really want to see yesterday's candle break down to hit this support back to the 618. Now you're trapping some of those bulls on the breakout, which isn't fantastic, but you are trapping a couple bulls that bought in the latter part of the day. So coming back down to this like 72, nope, I'll set an alert for it. I don't know if I want to. For me, I don't know if I want to get into the long-term on it. I don't think so. But if it gets down there, that's a good spot to look for a trade at least. Potential swing. Potential swing. Stop would be really underneath that green candle, so 65.51. If we could get in at 74, we got about $9 spread. For 2 hours, we need about $18 from here. That takes us up to 80, $90. So almost back to the highs would get us to a 2 hours. So that's not horrible. Not horrible. We also have Nvidia earnings coming out, I think, in 11 days. Oh, no, my bad. Tesla's in 11 days. I don't know when Nvidia comes out. Let's see. Well, based on progressive, TradingView lies to me, so we'll see if we can get, at least from TradingView's perspective, we get it on the 22nd of May. So we got some time. We got some time. But the ALAB will probably be directly affected by Nvidia, I would assume. All right, we got Intel, we got Netflix, INTC. Yep. Continuing to gap down. We've had a little bit of a selling momentum into this one. Let's see, are we opening at any type of support? Again, I think this Intel probably has to do directly with the China news that they're trying to ban US chips. That that's a big roadblock for a business. 36.52. We're below this key level, so even though we're into this pivot, which could be good support, we're already below 36.78. So I'd almost want to see it bounce into 36.78 to kind of almost go short. Otherwise, I don't know where this further target comes into. 36.03. Uh, my stretch goal on this would be 35.45. We're already down a lot, and you do have this little retest gap. This is a gap and go candle to candle. So green candle obviously yesterday. So maybe we trap in a little bit of bulls, but that's inside day from this already breaking down candle. This hasn't really given any of these bears a reason to get out yet. So I think there's still a lot of bears in this thing, probably looking to take profits. And then a better spot to short would be, I mean, get back to like 37.51, something potentially. But we'll keep it on the list. That one could get a little fun. AMD, I think, has a little bit more range on it. So if I had to trade something in the chip sector, kind of like that AMD short, a tad better. Because at least we had some consolidation we're breaking down, or potentially breaking down. Netflix. hmm Let's say the economy crashes, right? And crashes, burns, the world's exploding. It's going. What's a better way to take your mind off of everything? Probably just watching some Netflix. I- this is my this is my recession-proof stock. Why would you cancel Netflix? They got so many good shows. But nice little gap up here. Um, really good resistance around 634.73. Earnings is coming out soon on this one. So next Thursday, earnings come out. Uh, that probably leaves us, I would assume, into chop mode to continue out for probably another week. So I think the support resistance on these will hold pretty fairly well until that. But this is 634.96. To the downside on everything, if we start to retest again, we probably come back into 617.33 for the bottom of the range. And like I said, I think we probably just chop into there. I don't, even if people are real bullish on Netflix, do you want to break out? And I mean, I think if we could get a breakout on earnings before earnings, that's a gift, I think, for anybody who's still in this thing who might want to lighten their positions up. So the higher we go, just after this massive move, I think is more incentive for somebody just to not even play through the earnings and just take some gains. So we'll see on that one. Good earnings on JP Morgan. Santillala told me JP Morgan was the worst one. Yeah, so they did beat on earnings per share, 6.43. They did beat by 245 million. I would say out of all the banks, probably JP Morgan is the strongest bank. Outside of this earnings, I didn't see what Wells Fargo did and some of the other ones. I think Chase came out with their earnings too. But they are dipping. Again, good earnings, a little bit of a pullback. What's the last time? What happened the last time we got earnings? Which was this date. We had a gap up, we faded, and we started to sell off earnings. What happened on this earnings? So this earnings, which was also a beat, we had a little reverse hammer. We sold off our earnings. What happened on this one? Okay, this one was a bullish move after. So one little bullish move here. We gapped up. We kind of sold off a little bit. So uh most likely, and I don't know how far this thing sells off. But I think these dips will get bought eventually into again, we've moved a lot. We moved a lot. But this is a little support, probably I'd say around 188.72. It's a red candle, so it is a little bit of a retest, although you're trapping some bulls into this thing, and we're kind of opening at support. Might be one to look for a fade on this one today. Not the heaviest conviction on that call, but if I had to take a stab, probably the fade is a slightly better move. You don't have that much range where it's like I have to jump in and take it, but we'll get it on the list. And then if it comes down to like 186.09, my risk reward becomes a lot better. So I would love to see this thing drop a little bit further, maybe on some of that fear and panic that was mentioned earlier, but I don't know. INTC really tanking since the news gap and go on it, but seems extended. It is probably a little extended. Shopify has been breaking some key levels, getting just absolutely punched in the face. Another little gap down here. One little tiny level of support, which is a decent one. This is going to be somewhere around $70.52. But we've come down to it once, twice. This is our third time. Or yesterday we actually hit that zone again. And we're still opening above this level. So watch, I think, $70.52. If that starts to break, I think we get down to 69.74. But ultimately, I think we get a much, much bigger pullback. You do have a pretty nice head and shoulders on this one. We just haven't really tested the neckline. For a bullish trade, it would be into the neckline and it would be taking the break of yesterday's candle. So even if you want to try to swing this one, I don't think it's a horrible play to get above that candle. Give yourself a little room. So 73.23, something in that zone. But that is the opening bell. That means unfortunately I got to run YouTube. I got to run. Have a great weekend. Make sure you guys stay safe. Uh hit the like, subscribe, check out real life trading, do all that fun stuff. But more importantly, have some time for yourself. Spend some time with your family. Don't check crypto every 12 seconds. Enjoy your time because we'll be doing this again on Monday.